he hasn't like unmuted him. Oh, cool.
All
You
right,
good, Mike?
and we are live.
We're live now.
Welcome to Exalted Scarf number 43, I believe.
We're on a 43.
Yeah, the shot heard around the internet, but we'll warm up to that one. There's a few mini topics I want to go over first, because holy crap, a lot has been going on
Well, I'm gonna
while
go
we
over
were
like
away.
one. Well, I'm gonna go over one mini topic. Recently, we're dealing with our first critically panned Marvel movie.
Oh dear.
It's Eternals.
Oh, the one with the table.
Yep, the table was the one. The Grand God table. It is a tragic day when a movie about a galactic table cannot be Oscar gold. But we live in that time now.
Oh, bet. Actually, I wonder if I still. Actually, I probably don't still have the picture for it, but it's probably somewhere. But it's like, yeah, I was making fun of the table.
We all we all make fun of the table. The table is
But yeah, you
but
you if you want to see this, the joke I'm currently looking for, it's a picture. It's basically my own remake of the guy of the poster, where instead of saying Eternals, it just says table.
yes. That was a good joke, man.
Yeah,
Um
it's on the Exalted Speed videos. I think it was under JLA this time. I didn't put it under Eternals because I didn't think of it at that time.
maybe, but either way, I think it did show up in the internals video. I did think I make a table joke, but whatever.
But
You
yeah,
know, you can check.
it was a table. I think what they were
Yeah,
trying to go for is a monolith.
that's what I imagined, but it's a giant floating table. That's what it looks like to me. I thought they were going for the monolith, which isn't the most unusual reference in the world. Do you know what else Jack Kirby worked on at Marvel?
What?
2001: A Space Odyssey. He actually did the comic adaptation.
Yeah, I think they were trying to do a tribute to Jack Kirby, which is probably the only tribute they put to him since they didn't copy his style.
Are you kidding? I am so. As many people who follow me on Twitter know, I have been ticked off about that in a lot of ways.
Oh yeah.
But I've been dealing with it as best I could, and I haven't accepted it. But now that this is the critically bashed Marvel movie, I can go, ha ha, I was right.
Yeah, it's just let's face it, we all saw this coming. It was
Yes.
not gonna be good. In fact, I think it probably did worse than. Well, of course, it would have done worse than Miss Marvel.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
If only because,
Um.
if only because Miss Marvel was like leading up to the the big was it Endgame, which everyone wanted to be hyped up for.
Uh-huh. So yeah, no, like at this point, Eternals, the big Marvel movie looks like it's going to be the Spider-Man film at
Yeah,
this
because I
point.
think that one's combining universes.
Well, the leaks from the second trailer has it's going to have Toby and uh
Nostalgia bait.
it's going to have nostalgia bait, and we all love our nostalgia bait. And supposedly the Green Goblin, Doctor Octopus, Sandman,
Yeah, they do this
all
because
our
it
favorite.
works.
Well, yeah. But anyway, besides that, there's been other stuff happening. I just want to go over some nerd stuff right now because I'm like, they have come up with the best Wolverine action figure.
Oh, really?
Yes, it it has reduced every possible Wolverine action figure to dust. Not every Wolverine figure will stand in the shadow of this one because it come okay. You know that Wolverine meme with the picture.
Yeah. Oh, where he's just looking at a picture?
Yeah, they include the photo.
What?
And you can also change out the photograph in the frame. Yes, this is the best Wolverine figure now. Everything else pales in comparison. Sorry, everyone. You just lost.
Oh, man.
I know it's tragic.
Well, the only
I'm
way to win with you is to have a giant robot to pilot.
uh hey, you don't know about my perfect Spider-Man action figure idea. Jokes aside, yeah. Okay, look, man. A lot
Uh,
of things win with me. I enjoyed my figures. And look, Hasbro also has a nice Megazord. I love me my robots, man. You know, chicks dig giant robots, we dig giant robots, we all dig giant robots. So, you know, um, so besides that, man, uh, besides that, well, what's your topics today?
oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, by the way, I just. Dang it. Where was the. Here it is. By the way, I just found the whole table thing. You'll be able to see it on the stream.
Cool.
But yeah, for the topics, I think I'll start off kind of light by going over. In fact, here I'll start sharing my screen over Discord with you so you can see what I'm seeing.
Fair?
First, starting off with bashing old school players of Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, the clown controversy?
I present to you Thaco the Clown.
Yeah,
A
that was
very
a
grumpy clown who's a literal gatekeeper who doesn't like children. Although he smiles a lot in this picture for a grumpy clown. It's like the way they describe this character is like he's the exact opposite of what a clown is.
I hate these super meta
I think he
and
tried to
stuff like
I think he tried to say super meta joke.
I did try to say super meta joke.
Yeah, it's a but yeah, I mean ultimately it's it seems like Wizards of the Coast is just trying to rag on old school gamers and really guys, is this the fate of people who become your fans? Whereas like they grow up with your stuff from childhood and then a new trendy thing comes along and now they're the butt of your jokes.
I actually think the big problem with it is that look, guys, I understand like oh you want to make blah blah blah, but come on, man, this just you can play D&D whenever you want. The fact is, I don't know because there are aspects about D like oh I want to cruise in a wheelchair, but D&D is a place of match. You
Man,
know,
you're breaking up by a lot.
my internet might not. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. But yeah, the whole thing with Thaco the clown is that he's a new he's a new character that's introduced in a module, I believe, and he's supposed to be an insert character for old school gamers, just to pick on old school gamers. That's basically what he is. It that's the thing. It's like D&D is not what it used to be. I mean, now they're
Well,
just trying to be very casual and very for kids. I mean, yeah, like you mentioned with the whole wheelchair thing. I understand what they're going for. It would make sense for a low magic setting. This is not a low magic setting. You can cast regenerate on somebody. Hell, even if you start the game off wheelchair bound, by the time you beat your first dungeon, you'll probably have enough money to pay a temple off to heal off whatever ailment you have that's made you crippled. Unless it's some kind
Well,
of like major curse, you could probably do that.
another thing, man. And can you hear me?
Oh, damn it. I don't know why your internet's flaking.
Uh, I don't know either. Let me check my air here. It's Does that sound better?
Okay, I can sort of hear you now. Yeah.
All right. Am I breaking up?
Not anymore. Okay.
All right. I don't know why that is, but whatever. Internet's been kind of flaky all day.
Well, I had that idea too, AJ. Just maybe we should have wheelchairs with spider legs. Just do
Well,
that.
well, the problem I have with the whole wheelchair accessible look, it's a dungeon. It's filled with traps and is meant to be dangerous.
Traps, pitfalls, ladders, and yes, stairs.
I hate saying this, but you know, it, like if it's one of those things that really is one of those things that breaks immersion.
Yeah, it's just
Like I would say this, if you want to make, I would say encourage guys in this wheelchair accessible dungeons because settings have to, and I'll say this. This also reminds me try to do indeed. Like I was like, oh, kill me.
it's just the way it keeps cutting out for you. It's actually making it look like something is trying to censor you.
Fucking a. I don't know.
And it didn't censor that.
I don't. Okay, I'm gonna reconnect and get.
Well, yeah, but yeah,
Okay,
that's the thing. Dungeons and Dragons, it contradicts the settings to have it like wholly accessible and wholly representative. I mean, kind of like having like mixed race hobbits in Lord of the Rings.
perfectly okay with mixed race hobbits in a setting, but I get what you're saying, man.
I mean, it really depends on the time period. Although they decided to have it in what the Second Age, which I don't even know if there were hobbits in the Second Age.
To be fair, one of the whole things of Lord of the Rings is that like a bunch of like things disappear
Yeah,
and only humans are left.
yeah. Not to mention, it was a it's another one of those low magic setting where only a select few people are like Gandalf, where they have magic powers. Just him and
Yeah.
the elves. I mean, wizards were was like they were not originally a class. They were just a race of old people who happen to know magic.
Well, wizards are look. There's a lot of deep lore about the angels and stuff.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, mixed race halflings in D&D. Yeah, I could understand that. We already have that. In fact, if you want a non-white halfling, play Dark Sun. You could play like a bunch of it's like a halfling from a tribe that lives in the jungle, a very dangerous jungle with carnivorous plants. Oh, and you get to be a cannibal.
Fun times.
I love Dark Sun. They should. I mean, when they're done trying to virtue signal, maybe Wizards of the Coast should bring that back.
Eh, we'll see what happens, honestly, because let me put it this way: D&D's in a weird place right now.
It is. Oh, yeah, yeah. But yeah, with that all said and done, let's go on to the next thing that's been kind of bugging me. Resident Evil 4
Mm-hmm.
VR is censored.
Yeah.
Well, it censored the problematic dialogue and achievements and scenes. Now, keep in mind this is mostly due to the fact that it's on Oculus Rift and it's on Facebook's demands.
Yeah.
But even then, I'm still going like, thanks Me Too movement.
Mm-hmm. Well, recently this whole thing is kind of crazy because I'll just be honest here. Um,
Yeah, and this is
well,
not like the whole like Bell hashtag Bell thing that was going on in Japan with the anime thing. At least they were making a separate anime for themselves. This is taking an existing property and changing it around in a future version.
well, it's also Facebook just basically forced them to. Apparently, Capcom isn't taking it too seriously because let me put it this way: at this point, there's like 200 versions of Resident Evil 4.
Yeah, I mean,
You know,
at this rate, you might as well get the console version. Console version would actually be better than the PC version at this rate.
well, I'll say this:
Well,
the
VR
PC version,
version.
like, dude, it's the VR version, and I don't know how many people are actually looking to play Resident Evil 4 in VR.
Not to mention, it's like, why would you play Resident Evil 4 in VR? It just doesn't. It's a game that was made intended to be in third person. I mean, how are you gonna do that suplex move in VR? You gotta snap your neck doing that.
Yeah, basically.
It just. It's one of those things that just. It does not feel like it would be right in VR.
Hmm. Yeah, but like I said, right now it's just whatever VR. VR isn't exactly a significant, section of gamers right now either. But it just is kind of there right now. Honestly, VR gamers are the new PC gamers.
Oh man. I'm just waiting for that whole like VR Master Race thing to come back up. And it's like, well, shit. Now we got to go through this whole thing all over again. It's like in the Phantom Menace. It's like there's always a bigger fish.
Yeah, and it is what it is. You know.
But yeah, it's it is one of the things that we still need to watch out for because this can happen to more games as they start pushing themselves into VR territory.
Well, the big problem is that this was Facebook.
Yeah,
So at the
and Facebook has Oculus Rift, and Oculus Rift is, I think, the cheapest VR headset you can get, so more people have it.
yeah.
I mean, guys, you can convert your cell phone into a VR headset. There are cases for that now. Just
Hmm.
put your cell phone in one of those cardboard cutout cases, and it's like, there you go. You have a VR headset. Just do that. You don't need to.
Yeah.
So the developers are going to censor all the Spanish swearing, creepy dialogue. Having improved my found NPC
That might
dialogue.
actually just be
Yes. Oh, you know what? I hope they keep that in. I hope that would be the one thing Facebook overlooks because they don't know Spanish.
Mhm. Well, still,
Oh boy.
still, like I said, what else is going on in the world, my man?
Ugh. Yeah, beyond the Wheel of Thrones and the VR censorship, we have the whole Dave Chappelle controversy going on. Where
Okay, I'm
guys,
gonna say,
let's let's be real here. It's called The Closer. It's his last special. He is not gonna give a fuck. You could ban him from Netflix all you want. It was his last runaround for it with it.
I'll say this. I haven't seen it yet, so I don't even know what his comments were exactly.
uh,
I have
I've
no
heard
strict
of
opinion here.
them where basically it's mostly like a comparison of like how the black community is still being treated like shit, but the trans community was making loads of headways. And he
that's
did
at
go
least.
over, I think, about how it's like they managed to harass his trans friend into committing suicide. I think that might have been in there.
I I'm not gonna say anything until I actually see the special on that one because
But
I don't
yeah,
know what's coming.
I'm more or less reacting to the fallout and like how dumb it's been. Where a bunch of people were, I think, suspended, although I'm not sure if they got fired. I think it would have been a fireable offense if it were anyone else, but some of them did like try to burst into Netflix meeting room while they were having a private meeting, and in any other situation that would have been a fireable offense because you're listening in on like company secrets and whatnot.
Yeah, if you're not supposed to be there, you're not supposed to be there.
Yeah.
A lot of people, a lot of people have been blowing up this story for, in my opinion, no good reason. Because honestly, I like a lot. Netflix airs a lot of shit,
Dude, they still
and
have cuties on there.
yeah,
I think
which again is
Dave Chappelle making jokes is the least of your problems on Netflix.
look. At the end of the day, Netflix has kind of proven it's weirdly a free speech platform on some level. If they want something, they'll have it. And that is just a weird thing to say in this whole area.
Not to mention Dave Chappelle brings in the money.
Yeah, no, Dave Chappelle is one of the big comedians. Like, a lot of people listen to him, a lot of people respect him, a lot of people view him as like one of the best comedians of his time. Whether you like a part of his stand up or not, I think it's kind of irrelevant.
Yeah.
You know?
And of course, they also did a walkout.
Yep.
I mean, the Netflix employees that were upset about the whole thing. And it has been one shit show after another. Meanwhile,
Oh
Netflix
yeah.
is still riding high on the whole Squid Game, which, oh boy, that is such a normie trend.
Oh, Squid Game is huge right now. Um,
Yeah, everyone's obsessed with it, and meanwhile, I'm just it's like, I think I've seen this before in say Battle Royale. I've seen like some of the
uh,
same characters in other Korean movies, especially Korean horror films. It's like the main protagonist is pretty much the same dude in all Korean movies. It's just the
um,
comically wide range of facial expressions to the point where he almost looks cartoonish.
Actually, the fun part about the main actor in Squid Game, he played Goku in the Korean bootleg of Dragon Ball
Yes, I can imagine that.
as a kid. So
Yeah,
honestly, he,
it's just battle royale, battle royale, Hunger Games, mixture of say Saw and The Running Man, with a dash of political commentary, all mixed in a blender and just thrown right out
well,
there.
honestly, there's a direct comparison with an anime called Kaiji. Um, Kaiji is a gaming anime about really high stakes gambling and everything else, but I think it's better than Squid Game. And mostly because just how far it goes. Honestly, I would check out Kaiji if you want to see where Squid Game gets a lot of its mojo from.
Oh yeah,
So,
that is ironic. Apparently, it was rejected from numerous studios because no one would watch it. AJ's mad that we didn't invite him, and we're talking about Korean drama.
I'm sorry.
It just came up while we were thinking of Netflix, because Netflix is
Look,
also
man,
going on about this whole thing. By the way, am I the only one who sees the PlayStation buttons whenever I see the Squid Game guys?
yeah.
Maybe I played too many video games. Holy crap! But yeah, it was just one of those things where I'm just not feeling it, but it's like some people keep talking about. I know it's like someone wants me to watch it with her. And it's like, all right. I mean,
I've
it's not a
tried to watch it.
horrible show. It's just, it's
It didn't capture you.
yeah, it just didn't catch me.
Um, no, I stopped at episode 2 where they were like, "Oh, you can leave the game," and I was like, "They're gonna go back to the game because they're so." Look, I know where this is going.
Yeah, we all know where this is going.
Look, you're just get back. You revealed your hand, so unless you're willing to like play up that stuff, like again, I get it. Besides that though,
Yeah, and I get where they're going with this one. So, it's 9:30. Should we pull out the big one?
all right, let's pull out the big one.
The shot that was heard around the internet.
Alec Baldwin shot somebody.
He shot two people with one bullet. Bullet. Holy crap.
Response to the bullet.
It was not a bullet. It was
It was like instruction.
it was according to my friend Alex, the expert on guns and other shit here. It was most likely a barrel obstruction, which
Oh.
yeah, basically,
And yeah, it was still high enough caliber to go through two people.
well,
How close were they?
Hold up.
he's looking up the info right now.
Because
He
some people
might
are
be wrong.
making comparisons to the Brandon Lee situation,
Okay,
and I think that was a similar thing with the obstruction in the barrel.
Actually, that's an entirely different thing. I heard about what happened with that one. They tried to make their own dud rounds, essentially. They tried to make their own blanks.
Who?
The guys who were working on the
Oh.
they were running out of budget and they tried to create their own blanks. Didn't exactly work.
Well, no shit.
Yeah, and that's what happened. It that death brought up levels of gun safety to movies.
Okay, so never mind. It was a real bullet.
Okay, it was a real bullet.
Oh.
It passed through the director.
It passed through the
sound director. Yes. Wait, it passed through who?
It-
The woman that he actually
yeah,
killed.
director of
And then
photography and the director, I think.
yes. Another assistant director apparently. So it passed
Ah.
through the director of photography, passed through her, and then traveled the rest of the way and injured the director who was standing behind her.
Oh wow.
Overpenetration is a thing with.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
happened was a assistant director who has this really, I would just word it as loose, mindset of about firearms. He picked up a random gun on set and gave it to Alec Baldwin.
Yeah.
Apparently, the firearm that he gave was. This was already loaded for another scene, most likely, and cleared by the armor. However, they didn't go through the armor when the assistant director picked up the gun and gave it to Alec Baldwin.
Mm-hmm.
This is why gun safety is a thing.
Yes.
Yeah, this is. Oh, man. That is a colossal fuck up if I ever heard of one.
It's probably one of the most major fuck ups in any Hollywood film in the past couple years. Honestly, the last time I thought something fucked up this bad was the Deadpool 2 stuff. If you know about that whole thing.
Yeah, with the stunt woman on that motorcycle.
Yeah, which was really tragic and boils down to um they really wanted this shot, but they went too fast. Like it's one of those cases of casting a diverse lead for a character actually fucked shit up because they couldn't get a good stunt double for her. And I get it, but it it did cost a life that time. It like
Yeah.
honestly, this isn't the only like controversy right now we're hearing about with how stunned people are being treated either. Have you
Actually, if you go
Uh,
back far enough, I mean, there was a movie called, I think it was the Outer Limits movie, where there was a supposed to be a scene with a helicopter, but the helicopter crashed and it cut the main actor in half and severed the heads of two children he was carrying.
I think it was the pilot and two children, not the main actor.
Oh, no, I think the pilot was actually in the helicopter. I think it was the rotor blades actually hit the main actor.
I'll just look that up. So, Twilight
I mean,
Zone.
I found the clip of it online, and yeah, it looked it looked pretty bad.
Yeah. So So three fatalities. 6 injuries.
Oh yeah,
Oh, okay. So Victor Moro was, yeah. Hmm. Oof. But anyway, yeah. No, it was a horrible, horrible thing. Um. Here's the thing. This has been kind of coming up recently. Have you heard about the Batwoman drama?
what happened there? I think someone got
Oh,
I think
you
someone got
haven't.
hurt. Someone got hurt during like a fight scene. I think.
Okay. Um. So let me recap some shit here. So just for you. So you know how Batwoman had to change out the main actress?
Yeah.
Ruby Rose was replaced as Batwoman, and a new main character for the show was created. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to know why she left?
Why?
She almost apparently broke her neck.
Oh yeah.
Apparently, that team, Batwoman was the only show that didn't shut down during COVID, and they were running out of people. There was a lot of stress, a lot of shit. She aired it all out. And right now, yeah, it's not good. Basically, what it boils down to is that it, and you can look it up. Stuntmen have gotten injured on that show, and I think one has died, but I'll have to look that up. So yeah, no, movie safety is kind of fucked right now.
Oh yeah.
Um, I could see why there was about to be a strike.
Oh yeah. There. Yeah, I heard about that too, where there was gonna be a strike on set in the Alec Baldwin production.
Hmm. Yeah, apparently the strike was avoided, but there was almost one. So
Yeah, it's like, and yeah, it's like as AJ was pointing out, it's like Brandon Lee was killed by a prop gunshot, whereas I think what happened with the Brandon Lee situation is that a casing from a previous shot was like lodged in the barrel, so when the next blank was fired, it just acted as a real bullet, and that's how he got shot. It was just a real case of bad luck at that point.
yeah, no, it's kind of been one of those things about like, and honestly, with every gunshot, I would just clear out every gun just in case.
Yeah, it's like you have to do that, and it's like you have to understand like gun safety and everything. It's like don't squeeze the trigger at all until you're actually making the shot, and when you are, make sure there's no one actually in front at the time.
Yeah,
I mean, that's like one of the first things you learn when you hang around like gun people is like fingers off the trigger until you're ready to fire. I mean,
and never point your gun at a person.
yeah,
To point a weapon at anything you're unwilling to destroy.
Yes,
yeah, and that.
like
Oh
dear
yeah,
lord, I
that's the other thing. It's like Alec Baldwin. He is. I mean, as bad as it is, he is definitely gonna use this to push his anti-gun agenda as well.
I don't think he can.
He can't.
And I'm just gonna be honest for one reason. He literally just justified a bunch of gun safety.
Yeah,
Like,
or at least
like Oh, maybe we should have people who know how to work with guns on
Okay,
movie
so
sets.
the Brandon Lee incident was the fact that that 44 caliber handgun or
Hmm.
revolver
Yeah.
had a piece of it lodged into the barrel of it beforehand. No crew knew about it. No armor checked it over. And when they fired a blank, the charge of the blank was enough to propel that barrel construction into the actor.
Oh,
It wasn't a casing.
okay.
All right.
All
So
right.
it was a blank.
Yeah.
It
So,
was a blank, like a barrel.
yeah.
Yeah. Hell, at close range, blanks can be dangerous.
Yes, this is why when they film, they usually have like plexi or like quote unquote bulletproof sheets of glass or like polyethylene in front of the cameras and the crew to mitigate that type of damage. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Blanks are used because they give the muzzle flash effect,
Hmm.
like sometimes with a real firearm, just so they can get the cool effects done.
Yeah.
Also, they also eject shells, which also again goes towards the realism. However, that powder charge is enough to repel anything that obstructs the barrel.
Yeah.
In the case of Alec Baldwin, that was a real firearm that was handed to him instead of a blank firing gun because of some idiot who plays fast and loose with gun safety.
All right.
However, the accident with Brandon Lee was more or less of it's a blank firing gun. It's a
Yeah.
however,
Okay.
something did get launched due to whatever circumstance, whether it may have been an accident or anything, and it did get propelled.
All right.
Those are, even though similar incidents, reasoning is completely different for both.
Okay. Fair enough. Thank you for that commentary.
I'm a gun expert.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, we know some
Um,
real gun guys over here at Exalted Scarfcast.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
the whole
Speaking of,
thing about
not that I trust Twitter for any information at all, but I
that's a
did
good
find
thing.
this where it's like it was stating that this person was the one in charge of the Baldwin's firearms production. If this was true, well, I guess that explains a lot.
I would not
Choke me
trust
like
you.
you hate me, but you love me.
I
Low-key wanna
Yeah, I
get
would
me
not trust
when
it
you
either.
Fuck me, touch me with the lights
Oh goddamn, that was loud.
never play something like that again. I'm looking at Alex here, and he looks like he wants to kill you, Mike.
Good thing I'm not in the
No,
same room. I just hope
I'm
he
not
doesn't
gonna
have
kill him.
access to a drone
That
strike.
hurt.
That's fair. Jokes aside, um,
I'm not gonna kill him. That just hurt.
so honestly, I kind of dealt with something very similar on Twitter because I had to correct, you know, the YouTuber It's a Gundam.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he recently tried to make a Twitter post about how the new Superman gay son stuff, like, by the way, he's bisexual. Big whoop. Um, is a self insert, and it's not because here's the thing: he's dating a he's dating a kid with pink hair, whatever, you know. And the pink haired kid. Here's the thing: the writer looks like he's a reject from a Limp Bizkit cover band.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm
And
pretty sure it's not really the case of the I am not Starfire scenario.
no, it's not. And look, I'm willing to admit when something is like, yeah, that's a self insert, probably. You know, movie star Alec Baldwin has announced he will be taking a break from acting to focus on his newfound passion, killing. It's a
You
Norm Macdonald joke.
you know if he was alive he would make that joke.
I would be into it.
Yeah.
Look, I respect Norm Macdonald here. I am a Norm bro. I've watched a lot of videos with him now.
But yeah, it's like I figure it's like if you're gonna use like firearms on a movie set or even prop firearms, I mean, I would think that the actors should treat it pretty much the same way as like getting fit or getting in shape for a superhero role. Is like just do some gun training, learn gun safety, learn gun handling, and
Honestly,
all kinds of stuff.
if I was working on a film, I would definitely go into gun handling at the very least. Like, just know about it, have access, just be able to do it.
Yeah, just do what Keanu Reeves did for John Wick.
I think he was already very experienced with guns as is.
Yeah,
Like he worked on the Matrix, man.
yeah,
Uh, Deeps was also, I would say, is neutral about the second half of the film. He neither um, cares nor supports it. However, he does believe whenever you handle a weapon of some sort to have training to come with it.
That I think that's actually fair.
yeah.
That is why now, and again, that's just a sample size of it. So,
Look,
But
look.
yeah,
Let's just all agree
Keanu's kind of
that.
a mellow character for the most part. I don't think he's like a very hard advocate for like pro gun stuff. But
Mhm.
I know he's not.
but his advocacy of being able to understand and wield one correctly is correct.
Yeah, no, we both agree.
Yeah, that's
It doesn't
something
matter
that
who you are, all
we would all
understanding
believe in.
for
Yeah, look, just don't handle a gun like an idiot.
Yeah, and
Well,
always check your firearms. Always check to see if there's a round in the chamber. Because yeah, even if you take the magazine out, there might still be a round in the chamber.
mhm, yeah. So
It's like make sure
right now,
everything's safe and always keep it pointed downrange.
yeah,
safe direction. The downrange may not be safe.
it's true. You
Oh
never
yeah,
know
safe
when there's like a.
direction.
You
That's
never
right.
know when there's like. You never know when there's like a kid or maybe a very small person who will just sneak up on you.
People downrange.
I know. I'm just saying.
That's why it's like
But right now, look, any debate on the
more
gun
is
thing,
gonna more is gonna come out of this. I suspect that it's mostly gonna be the prop crew that's gonna end up taking the fall for this, and it's like Alec, he might have to pay a
No,
lot,
the assistant director.
or
If I may interject, at this rate, it seems like the assistant director who handed Alec Baldwin the gun seems like the type to try to be grumbly about gun safety. He was the one that took the gun from the cart where the armor left it for later and handed it to Alec.
oh my god.
It was not the armor who had the last hand to the firearm before Alec Baldwin would handle it. It was an assistant director.
Okay.
yeah,
The armor did what they were supposed to do. That was all, but however, that was supposed to be left for a quote unquote later.
Yeah. All right. We'll see how it all turns out. Because this is also Alec Baldwin produced movie too.
yeah,
Um, so
He's a producer, not giving releases.
um, look, let me put it this way: in Hollywood, if you are in control of a project and shit like this happens and it gets out, that affects your rep as like anything. So it's probably gonna come back to bite him in the ass on some level. We'll just have to see. We might end up seeing like Alec Baldwin disappear for a couple years, maybe two, and then make a sudden resurgence and be like, "Yeah, I didn't kill anybody much."
right. I
Okay,
I think
which
it's
I hate
mostly gonna be a
saying, but
lawsuit on Alec Baldwin for the most part.
probably something. Uh, like that's just what I'm kind of expecting. Because the reason I'm only saying that is because look at what happened with Mel Gibson.
Yeah,
Like not as anything serious. I'm not comparing the loss of a life compared to, you know, saying shit because I feel like loss of life is always more important than words.
it's like
But yeah, no, it's horrible, whatever the case may be.
isn't Mel Gibson coming back for something? It's like another production.
I think so, but but I don't look on him all the time.
But
You
yeah,
know?
and yeah, accidental discharges happen all the time, even among celebrities. Or sometimes people just shoot who they probably shouldn't have shot. Dick Cheney.
That's true. You could also be let me look this
Yeah,
guy
yeah, he's
up.
right up there with Dick Cheney. What is it? Caitlyn Jenner and O.J. Simpson as people who have killed people. Celebrities that have killed someone.
Hold
I
on.
wouldn't call Dick Cheney a celebrity.
He's a
You could
politician.
also be William S. Burroughs who gets high and accidentally kills his wife with a gun.
Oh yeah.
You know, they were just playing William Tell.
What? Hey. Never have weapons anywhere near a guy getting high or getting buzzed off of
Um,
something.
Lock him up.
Sir, there was a YouTuber that was high on shrooms. I forgot who it was, but he ended up killing a few people.
Oh God. Well, this episode has gone dark. So
Yeah,
do you
it
want to talk
got
about?
dark.
Yeah. So let's talk about something else, or something at the very least. On Let's end on something positive. You know.
Well,
Oh, Dune's good. I
yeah.
enjoyed it.
Oh, you've watched it?
Yeah, I saw. That's actually one of the reasons why Alex is here. We ended up seeing Dune.
Oh,
Uh,
sweet.
So here's my opinion. It's a good part one, but it will probably be better once I have part two.
All right.
Um,
Material or source material.
it sticks very true to the source material. Like it's not 100% accurate, but like
Well,
what
it's
else?
kind of hard to be 100% accurate with that book.
Yeah, and I'm just going to be honest. There are a couple things I'm actually was quite shocked by. Zendaya's Chani. Yeah, she's barely in the film. Like she's only shows up in visions most of the time and gets a couple lines of dialogue here. Yeah, I know. No, a lot of people know the reason why I'm actually talking about that is that there are rumors of her being like so important to the narrative and she's barely in the part one. She will be probably in part two, but I can't wait for that. No, it brings to light a lot of because a lot of people were really worried with this film. Um, and honestly, I think a lot of it is kind of solved. Like, I think it's going to be a good film. I think I, I think a lot of people who go into this will like it. Now, there's going to be like one or two niggles here. Um, I do wish Frank Herbert's little bits of writing, some of it made it more into the film itself. But hey, this is niggles, Alex. Like these are just like minor complaints. Does affect it to an overall degree. Um, I wish I could have seen it in IMAX, but what can you do? It's the time of our generation, and I want more. And if a movie leaves me wanting more, yeah, it's fine. I just hope this isn't just a single part one. I want a part two, because if it's a part one, it's like, oh, so much potential just gone. Because it really feels like it could be the next big thing. It could be good. It could be the modern Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Technically, Monterey's having this could be.
Um, yeah, Alex, I know it technically happened in our time, but that was 20 years ago.
But yeah, we could do with the new Lord of the Rings. Well, more new Lord of the Rings and less Game of Thrones.
Yeah, that's fair. Look, on honestly, I'm looking forward to more. I like doing a lot. Um, and yeah,
If I may interject, it may be on track to getting a part two since opening weekend for Dune has grossed 228.7 million worldwide.
Yes. Yep. Fellowship of the Ring was 20 years ago.
Oh yeah. Th-
Two Towers was 19 years ago.
Damn.
Yeah. So
And
modern
and
Lord of
there's
the
a
Rings.
lot of the games that I cannot play without running into a copyright claim because of the music.
I know that it is what it is.
Yep.
But I think we'll end up here. I recommend Dune to people.
Yeah. Dune, where no one got shot on set because they were likely using knives to get through the shields.
Yes.
All right.
That actually,
Yeah.
they were likely using knives to get through the shields. Yeah, they did. That was the whole thing. They actually that entire thing actually shows up. They do a really good job with it.
Oh
The
yeah.
ultimate issue, yeah.
Oh dude. I
They left out the reason why they kept with hand-to-hand weaponry, but they did show it be an important plot point for why hand-to-hand combat is now prevalent again.
Yeah. So anyway,
yeah that
but yeah, but
so
yeah, we'll
so
wrap up here.
yeah, we'll wrap up here. So, yeah, good night guys and remember, check your fire.